Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will start our second semester lecture, and first lecture, we will discuss about the introduction to epidemiology. The term epidemiology is derived from the three Latin Greek words epi, demos, and logos. Epi, which means that among or upon, demos meaning people, and logos mean study, or we can say it the study of science. Simply, we can say that it is a science of events that occur, come upon, or among in a community or in the population. It's a history or development of epidemiology. With the passage of time, people work on it. Epidemiology is a very old word dating back to 3rd century BC. Hippocrates, in Urdu we call him Socrates, regarded as the father of clinical medicine, gave an accurate description of syndromes on the basis of characteristics, symptoms, and findings. Attempt to explain disease occurrence from a rationale instead of a supernatural viewpoint. He was discussed about the airs, water, and places. And in epidemiology, simply we can say that it's environmental and host factors which has a great influence on human behavior and the development of disease. Another early contributor to epidemiology was John. He was the first to calculate the patterns of birth, in medical terminology we call it fertility or natality, or death, it's a mortality and disease occurrence, noting male-female disparities, high infant mortality, urban and rural differences, and seasonal variation. Next, we have a development about William Farrer, the father of modern vital statistics and surveillance, developed many of the basis practices. Friedman is the next man. In 1980, he was study about the quantitative science, the measure quantities, and descriptive terms used to describe groups. Lilienfeld in 1936, he also contributed in the development of epidemiology. According to him, epidemiology is the study of health population in relation to their environment and ways of life. It's a authentic definition of epidemiology. You have already familiar with it, but we will repeat it here. Actually, epidemiology is the study of the distributions and determinants of health-related states and events in a specified population, and the application of this study to the control of health problems. According to International Epidemiological Association, epidemiology is the study of the frequency, distributions, and determinants of diseases. This is a scope of epidemiology. Epidemiology is concerned with the systemized study of whole population in their living and working environment, factors that determine a state of health and disease, patterns of health as well as pattern of illness, mass phenomena and effect of diseases or conditions of groups or individuals as small as family or as a large as a whole community, nation, or a group. And another scope is the multiple factors of causations and measurement of prevention and control. Scope of epidemiology is basically it is very important to realize that modern concept of community health and welfare is one which has taken many centuries to evolve. All ancient civilization, particular Egypt, Babylon, India and China, developed their own system of medicine. Egypt seems to have been the first and the best in the field that had a fully developed medical system by 3000 BC. The earliest known medical treatise in China appeared around 450 BC. The Indian system, as we know, it started with the Vedic period, particularly Rig Veda marks the beginning of the Indian system of the medicine around 2000 BC. The experience and concerns in health development and public health care dates back to this Vedic period. In the Indus Valley civilization 3000 BC itself, one finds evidence of well-developed environmental sanitation programs such as arrangement of good water supply, underground drainages, public baths in cities. Health was given high priority in daily life, and these concepts of health included physical, emotional, or we can say psychological, social and spiritual well-being. This cherished value regarding health is also enshrined in the early stages of Veda. In this period, the lifestyle of Indians was conducive to health promotion and it educated the activities of daily living called Dhyan Chara. The following essentials of health care were emphasized. Number 1, health education. Number 2, dietary patterns, practices and proper sanitation. Third, environmental sanitation. And fourth, code of conduct and self-discipline, civic and spiritual values. Epidemiology was concerned with studying infectious diseases such as cholera, plague, smallpox, yellow fever, and typhoid, which until the 20th century were the most important threats to human life and health. In the past, the term epidemic was used to describe an acute outbreak of infectious diseases. However, epidemiology has expanded greatly in scope, and the definition of epidemics now stressed the concept of excessive prevalence of disease as its basic implication. Epidemiologists are now concerned not only with infectious diseases but also with those presumed to be non-infectious: coronary heart diseases, diabetes, accidents, injuries, cancer, and mental illness. Thus, modern epidemiology has taken within its scope all diseases, whether acute or chronic, physical or mental, communicable or non-communicable, and health-related states and events occurring on human population. Now, epidemiology is concerned with the systemized study of whole population. Number 1, whole population in their living and working environment. The ultimate aim is to reduce problems and its consequences in the community by number 1, studying variation in the occurrence and distributions of communication diseases in different communities. Number 2, establishing a community diagnosis of the presence, nature, and distributions of community disorders through morbidity and mortality rates, along with identifying high-risk population. Number 3, identifying causes of communicable diseases by defining various geographic, demographic, genetic, environmental, and social factors. 4th, estimating individual risk and chances towards disease occurrence in general or specified segments of population. 5th, identifying and describing various syndromes in the community. 6th, detecting clinical and subclinical forms of disorders in communities and early diagnosis through screening mechanism. 7th, studying knowledge, attitude, beliefs, and practices of communities towards communicable problems and to develop intervention programs. 8th, investigating epidemics problems and evolve appropriate intervention programs. Completing natural history of disease affecting general population. 10th, developing strategies for planning, organizing, implementing, integrating, and evaluating services in communities. This is the explanation of scope of epidemiology, which I have already discussed. These are the determinants of epidemiology. Causes and other factors that has a great influence on the occurrence of health-related events. Health is in the center. Families, societies, individuals, and communities. These are the other parts, and these 4 parts are further divided into 3 parts. Individual has divided into 3 factors, that is the science and technology. Number 2, aging of the population, we call it elderly people or old people, and the third one is the socio-cultural factors or determinants. In the societies, it has already divided into 3 parts, which has a great influence. Number 1 is the environmental factors, second one is the socio-economic factors, and third one is the healthcare system factors. In the community, these 3 factors has great influence. This is human rights, biological, environment, and third one is the behavioral or psychological. Family has already great influence, and these factors play important role in it. Equity and social justice. Number 2 is the gender, and number 3 is the information and communication. These are the determinants of health. We have epidemiological activities, and these activities are divided into 4 parts: demographic distribution, geographic distribution, seasonal patterns and temporal trends, frequencies of disease pattern. Epidemiological activities A are built around the analysis of the relationship between exposures. Number 2, disease occurrence. B are built around the analysis of differences between cases. Number 2, healthy controls. Reservoirs, habitat, or people living in the same area in which an infectious agent normally lives, grows and multiplies. Reservoirs includes humans, animals, environment, and food. Case definitions. Number 1, a set of standard criteria for deciding whether a person has a particular disease or other health related condition. Number 2, by using a standard case definition, we ensure that every case is diagnosed in the same way, regardless of when or where it occurred or who identified it. Portal of exit. Number 1, the path by which an agent leaves the source of host. Number 2, the portal of exit usually corresponds to the site at which the agent is localized. Disease, these are the terminology which we will use continuously in the pathomology. It's a pathology, changes in anatomy or physiology. Illness, feelings of not well-being. Sickness, unable to perform routine work. Impairment, loss of organ or body function. Disability, unable to perform function. Handicapped, unable to perform a job or service. These are the modes of transmissions. Direct transmission, and in two modes of transmissions. One is the direct transmission and another one is the indirect transmission. Direct transmission is that in which person has direct person to person contact, while in indirect transmission, a common vehicle, contaminated air, water supply, vector or mosquito. Potential for disease transmission depends upon, number 1, rate of growth of organisms. Number 2, route by which it is transmitted from person to person. Route means ways. An infected individual can transmit common cold to a score of others in the course of an innocent hours in a crowded room. These are the determinants of disease outbreaks: herd immunity, incubation period, attack rate. Herd immunity. Number 1, resistance of a group to an attack by a disease to which a large proportion of the members of the group are immune. Number 2, presence of a large immune proportion lessens the likelihood that a diseased person will come into a contact with the susceptible person. Attack rate. This is the formula. Attack rate is equal to number of ill person divided by number of person at risk multiplied by 100. Incubation period. Number 1, internal form receptor of infections to the time of onset of clinical illness. The person feels completely well and shows no sign of the disease. It may reflect the time needed for the organism to replicate sufficiently until it reaches the critical mass needed for clinical disease to result. Incubation period, it's a historical background. Vietnam Republic in 1377, and normally or generally it's familiar as Black Deaths. Rigosa detained travelers in isolated area for 30 days to see whether infection developed. Period was found insufficient as incubation period, lengthened to 40 days. It's a quarantine. Origin of the word quarantine, first legislation in the medical history, and quarantine means the healthy person separated from community till incubation period. And this quarantine is the best example of COVID-19 nowadays. Isolation, diseased person separated from community till recovery. Latent period, time interval from exposure to a casual agent to onset of symptoms of disease. Number 2, time interval from exposure to an infectious agent until start of infectiousness. Third, time interval from exposure to an infectious agent until detectable by laboratory test. Infectivity, ability of an infectious agent to cause infection in a susceptible host. Pathogenicity, ability of an agent to cause observable disease after infection. Virulence, ability of an infectious agent to cause severe disease measured by case fatality or death rate. Fatality means birth. Immunogenicity, ability of organism to produce immune response after infection capable of providing protection against reinfection. Natural history, the progression of a disease process is an individual from the time the disease begins to the time it resolves in the absence of treatment. Endemic, habitual presence of disease within a geographical area. Usual occurrence of a given disease within a such area. Epidemic, significantly more cases of the same diseases. The past experiences would have predicted for that place at that time among that population. Traits for investigation. There is a 5 W and 1 H, what, who, when, where and why. Time included date of onset, place, dwelling, workplaces, person, age, sex, occupation. This is epidemic curve, number of new cases, and this is a time, incubation period. Analysis. Plot an epidemic curve incubation period, calculate attack rates, age, sex, occupation, plot the geographic distribution by residence or workplace. Pandemic, worldwide epidemic like coronavirus, COVID-19. This is a table 2 by 2, exposed and non-exposed are the population. In some population they have a diseased, and in some they are not, or we can say they have a non-diseased. Exposed, both are exposed. Exposed, those person who have a disease, these are the A, and those person who have not diseased, it's a B. Non-exposed are the C and D. When we calculate A plus B, A plus B, C plus D, C plus D, A plus C, B plus D. This is the 2 by 2 table. Risk. Risk, incidence, probability. Number who became ill and divided by number who can become ill. Relative risk. Risk among exposed divided by risk among non-exposed is equal to A divided by A plus B, C divided by C plus D. RR is the abbreviation of relative risk. Relative risk is more than +1, exposure is causative. RR, relative risk is less than +1 is equal to exposure is protective. If equal to +1, none effect of exposure. Attribute risk. Risk among exposed minus risk among non-exposed is equal to A divided by A plus B minus C divided by C plus D. This is the surveillance, simply monitoring. Surveillance is the ongoing systematic collection of health data, analysis of health data, interpretation of health data, essential to the planning, implementation and evaluation of public health practices, closely integrated with the timely dissemination of these data to those who need to know. Types of surveillance: passive surveillance, available data on reportable disease, reporting responsibility, healthcare providers, executive health officer is the responsible for it. Active surveillance: project staff make periodic visits to healthcare facilities. Passive surveillance are inexpensive, easy to develop initially, without additional funds or resources, filling reports as additional burden, view as peripheral to main responsibilities, local outbreaks are missed. Active surveillance advantages are reporting more accurate, individuals specifically employed. Number 3, local outbreaks are identified, more expensive, and 5th, difficult to develop initially. Healthcare: prevention, treatment, and management of illness and the preservation of mental and physical well-being through the services offered by the medical, nursing, and allied health professions. According to the World Health Organization, healthcare embraces all the goods and services designed to promote health, including preventive, curative, and palliative interventions, whether directed to individuals or to population. There is a 3 healthcare levels: primary healthcare levels, secondary healthcare level, and tertiary healthcare level. Primary healthcare levels are the preventions of occurrence of disease. Secondary level are the treatment of disease and prevention of complication, and tertiary healthcare levels are the rehabilitation and treatment of complication. The Declaration of Almaty, and there was a conference, international conference on primary healthcare, which was in the Kazakhstan, and on dated 6 to 12 September in 1978, and 150 countries were represented there. It expressed the need for urgent actions by all governments and the world community to protect and promote the health of all the people of the world. It was the first international declaration or a conference underlining the importance of primary health care. The primary health care approach has since then been accepted by member countries of World Health Organization as the key to achieving the goal of health for all. This is the definitions of primary health care. Primary health care is the essential health care based on practical, scientifically sound, and socially acceptable methods and technology made universally accessible to individuals and families in the community through their full participation and at a cost that the community and the country can afford it to maintain at every stage of their development in the spirit of self-determination. There is 8 elements or functions or components of primary health care: health education, local endemics or epidemics, expanded program immunization (API), maternal and child health and family planning, provision of essential drugs, nutrition, treatment of minor diseases, proper sanitation, and safe water. Additional components are health promotion, control of chronic diseases, vaccination against other diseases, reproductive health, and food safety. These are the principles of primary health care: equity and equality, focus on prevention, multi-sectorial or inter-sectorial approach, appropriate or sound use of technology, scientific technology, and active community participation. Additional principles are multi-agency collaborations and decentralization. Equity or equality, principles of being fair to all, healthcare providing to need rather than willingness to pay or ability to pay, Those with most health need should be provided with the most care. Equity aims to address the current imbalance in health care by shifting the center of gravity from cities, where a majority of the health budget is spent, to rural areas, where a majority of people live in most countries. There are two types of equity: vertical equity and horizontal equity. Vertical equity are the persons of unequal ability to make dissimilar payments, while horizontal equity are people of the same ability to make same contribution regardless age, gender, marital status, occupation, place and residence. Active community participation. There must be a continuing effort to secure meaningful involvement of the community in the planning, implementation and maintenance of health services, beside maximum reliance on local resources such as manpower, money and material. Intersectoral coordinations are: primary health care involves, in addition to the health sectors, all related sectors and aspects of national and community development, in a particular agriculture, animal husbandry, food, industry, education, housing, public works, communication and other sectors. Appropriate scientific technology. Use of appropriate and scientific technology. Number 1, technology must be scientifically sound. Number 2, adaptable to local needs. Third, acceptable to those who apply it and for those for whom it is used. And fourth, can be maintained by the people themselves in keeping with the principles of reliance with the resources the community and country can easily afford it. Thank you so much.